Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And if you're still alive in your survivor pools, congratulations. Has not been an easy first 2 weeks. The first week saw a bevy of upsets that saw a lot of people eliminated. Week two saw a few as well. Maybe you thought the Colts would bounce back with a win against the Jaguars. Didn't happen. The Bengals would bounce back with a win against the Cooper Rush led Cowboys. Didn't happen, so more people are eliminated. I've barely survived each of the first 2 weeks. Took a comeback victory from the Saints over the Falcons in week one for me to stay alive. And this past week, week two, I took Denver over Houston. Houston actually had the lead late in the third quarter, maybe in the fourth as well. Barely survived that. So, but I am still alive, and hopefully a lot of you are as well. Let's take a look at the week three schedule and see what games we may like to take for Survivor. Thursday night game, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Honestly, who knows? Either quarterback Brissett or Trubisky strikes fear in opponents, so that's one I'd avoid. Starting with the Sunday schedule, Houston at Chicago, two of what would be considered the bottom feeders before the season started. Nothing's really changed. Chicago did win their opener, but I'm not touching that. Las Vegas at Tennessee, two playoff teams from last season that are both started 0-2. Tough game to touch. Kansas City at Indianapolis. Indianapolis arguably has been the league's most disappointing team, while Kansas City minus Tyreek Hill still looks to be flying on all cylinders. Sorry. Buffalo at Miami. Both teams 2-0 on top of the AFC East. Buffalo has looked unstoppable in their first two games, while Miami is riding the high of their comeback victory over Baltimore. Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota looked great week one, but Kirk Cousins' demons on Monday Night Football continued last night. Baltimore at New England. Baltimore should be playing very angry after blowing a huge lead against the Miami Dolphins. Cincinnati at Jets. Jets riding the high of that comeback victory over the Browns. Meanwhile, the Bengals, reigning AFC champs, 0-2 to start this season. Philadelphia at Washington. Philadelphia has looked excellent on offense after struggling a bit in defense in week one. Intercepted Kirk Cousins 3 times in week two. New Orleans at Carolina. Carolina 0-2. New Orleans couldn't get their offense going really in either of the first two games. We'll see if Alvin Kamara is back. Jacksonville at Chargers. Chargers lost a close one against the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football, while Jacksonville shut out the Indianapolis Colts. Rams at Cardinals. Cardinals came very close to starting 0-2, but a comeback victory against the Las Vegas Raiders has both these NFC West teams at 1-1. Arizona at Seattle. Atlanta 0-2, Seattle 1-1. Neither team strikes fear in anyone. Definitely want to touch that. Green Bay at Tampa Bay. Another tough one that I wouldn't touch. We'll see what Tampa Bay receivers are eligible to play. We know Mike Evans will be suspended. Sunday Night Football, 49ers at Broncos. Russell Wilson really hasn't paid dividends yet. They did win, but only scored 16 against the Texans. Meanwhile, Jimmy G is back under center for the 49ers. And Monday Night Football, the Cowboys at the Giants. Giants are my squad, 2-0, loving it. But Cowboys won their first game with Cooper Rush, and Michael Gallup is expected to be back at receiver for the Cowboys. So what do you guys think? It's not an easy week. If you actually look at the biggest spreads, according to DraftKings Sportsbook, there are 2 games with a 7-point spread. That is the biggest one. The Chiefs on the road, favored by 7 at Indianapolis, and the other 7-point spread is the Los Angeles Chargers favored by 7 at home against the Jaguars. Other than that, I think there are 2 5.5-point spreads. Yes, the Vikings are favored by 5.5 at home against the Lions. The Bills favored by 5.5 at Miami. And then the Bengals are favored by 5 at the Jets. I'm actually going to take the Cincinnati Bengals this week. I expect them to rebound. Of course, Joe Burrow has been getting pressured nonstop the first two games. Seems like they rebuilt their offensive line, hasn't paid dividends yet. But I'm going to go the Bengals to get off the schneid and finally get in the win column. And that is who I am taking in week three. Again, difficult week. No team favorite by more than 7. That's kind of similar to week one, where I believe the largest favorite was only 7 or 7.5. So let me know in the comments, who are you taking for week three Survivor? What teams have you taken? So I know if you're avoiding a game because you can't take it. Let me know in the comments. But good luck on your week three Survivor picks. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.